can go check out JeffHoogland versus Yasi.
Sure, let's do it.
We've seen both of them earlier in today's HEX Bash. Yasi running Diamond Ruby sockets. JeffHoogland running the Cassia Golden Light Diamond and Sapphire. Candles versus sockets.
Body is ready. Let's see if Jeff can pull some crazy stuff out again this time. Against Yasi with a socket deck. With some Ardent Splash.
There's a bit of flight in that deck. Namely, the MCs, I believe, have flight in them. Light the Votives can muck up everything else with jump blockers. But there'll be big troops that he'll have to hold back eventually. Is that a Candlelight Zealot? Candlelit Zealot.
It is.
Yasi's deck.
It is. It's deploy candle, Deathcry candle, and it's there just to activate the Crusaders, I suppose.
Yeah, Ardent and get some extra troops. Never a bad thing. Let's go ahead and get started. JeffHoogland starting with 2 ices. Can Fate Weave a couple of cards. Yasi having a diamond ice himself. These have become constructed staples. Slow shards, but make your draws better, choosing resource or non-resource on top of your deck.
About to see some votives. Oh, actually, double votives? Or, actually, no, it's probably single votives calling. Could be double votives, though. I personally would be very tempted just to get those escalated as quickly as possible.
At the same time, now he can hold up Transmogrifade in case he needs to, or just play that Cosmic Calling out right now. And now mobilize Heart's Whisper. That means that's a 1-cost Heart's Whisper. And likely the Swarm of 1/1s isn't going to get much damage through. Even the Sentry of Nolzon can block some of it, so it's not super important to get the Candlekin out early. And I mean, I said Heart's Whisper, but why not just consult the talent? There it is.
It's the Shaper of Legend, the Shaper that did so much work for Jeff in the previous round. And with a 1-cost Heart's Whisper, it looks like there's some decent damage available here as well. We do see a Martyr in the opposing hand, but all of the resources for this turn have been used. So Cyclone Shaper likely going to stick around for a little bit, thanks to that Runebind.
But I mean, if I had 3 resources and I could play MC and Ardent Crusader, I probably would too.
That's fair. That is 100% fair. And there's the 0-cost Heart's Whisper, picking up a Consult the Talon that's 0 cost, and a Psychic Ascension that is 9 cost. So we probably see... Oh, we see the Cassia Golden Knight there going for another candle, so he doesn't have to exhaust the Shaper, and he has something here to block out that MC Etcher next turn. Arcane Focus coming in, ripping out a Thunderfield Seer. He can play that because everything else is free. And then we've got Guidance still to go. Psychic Ascension currently down to 6 cost. There's like the Votives. It's going to pop out some more dudes and re-escalate. And now that Psychic Ascension is 5 cost. If we include the Transmogrifade and the Runebind in these calculations, that makes a 3-cost Psychic Ascension for next turn. But with all of those actions at 0 cost, it actually doesn't matter too much, because it can be played for 5 and still generate troops.
Back to Yasi, whose value 3 resource Crusader MC play was just challenged by a bunch of candles and a Cyclone Shaper. Grimskull Tactician will exhaust the Cyclone Shaper when it enters play.
Well, I think the last thing you want to do when your opponent has 7 candles is give them all +1/+1. So the Tactician here is a compromise to get rid of that Shaper without buffing the entire board by +1/+1.
There was the option to quad block Ardent Crusader, but that would result in 2 Flight Phantoms being created when it dies. So just Thunderfield Seer jumps in front, and now we continue the chain of actions.
We see guidance there with draw a card from the Thunderfield Seer. That's going to push the Ascension down to 4 and pick up another free action and a Consult the Talon, which is also free. We see the Psychic Ascension coming out. He just wants to keep that one resource open just in case he needs it for something. Not quite willing. Ho ho ho! Flying candles!
Not that he can spend that resource if he wanted to. Now he can with Thunderfield Seer, but...
Flying candles are the best candles.
That sounds like a screensaver.
It does.
I would have Flying Votives and Candlekin as a screensaver. JeffHoogland wins game 1 versus Yasi decidedly.
Jeff's reputation for mispronouncing card names has led him to create Flight the Votives.
Wah! Game 2, Yasi on the play versus JeffHoogland. 3-0 in round 4.
We got this time around, Jeff looking good again, although he doesn't have those early troops. He does have the Arcane Focus to potentially get them. He's got double Consult in hand, so, you know, it's a little bit slow. That's the problem, right, for Jeff here. It's a little bit slow. He's up against quite a quick hand, but I mean, I think he keeps any hand with Arcane Focus in it. I would, because Arcane Focus means that your hand is good.
Both your Threshold and Arcane Focus seems good. But we saw JJ have trouble with the Consult the Talons and no troops. We might see a similar thing here as Jeff has 2 Light the Votives.
We might see a similar thing, or we might see Arcane Focus completely fix all the problems this time.
All of them.
Doesn't though, still no troops. I mean, the reason for running Cassia Golden Knight here is to, you know, make sure you have that backup. If you don't hit the troops, you can activate your charge power to get one down and start things rolling. Still no troops though.
It's rough. That means Cosmic Calling can't get going. We don't have Cyclone Shaper to really continue that combo. MC is going to get to attack. May not get to ready because of Transmography. At least there is that.
I would
Yasi
assume
throws
that's
down
not
all
ready.
terminals on.
It's actually getting Runebound. Interesting, which is okay. So Cyclone Shaper is now on board, and that means that the Cosmic Calling is online. And Consult the Talon is somewhat playable next turn, thanks to Cassia Golden Knight putting out a little Candlekin regardless of what happens. That looks like Evaporate as well. So
Is Evaporate.
The MC transforms here.
And draws a card because Runebind turns it into a rune. Resource entered. It is considered played, and Alter draws a card. Not that that card would have been drawn anyway, but, you know, just in case.
Yeah. I mean, you can. It's a pretty safe bet that a Socket deck's going to be able to draw a card off of Altar of Nulzan. Cassia Golden Knight enabling this Consult the Talon. It's not quite the lowest cost it could be. There is a Thunderfield Seer, which is probably something Jeff's looking for here as well. Heart's Whisper to draw some more. Okay, so Jeff's a little bit slower this time out the gates, and Yasi here is doing some good stuff, but he doesn't have Harazi yet, so he's not. Moonrise Elder back to the hand in the combat phase.
Double damage is, well, that's a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage. There's a Lady of Wax as well. I guess Yasi has gone for the candle type Ardent troops here. We do see the potential here for another Cyclone Shaper too. Doesn't go for it though because this Consult the Talon is free. Yeah, that's some cards right there. Transmogrifate coming down onto the MC to stop that diligence effect from kicking off. Like the votives, the first one played this game, so it's only going to make one. But one's all it needs when all your actions don't cost anything. The other Cyclone Shapers coming down here. We see 2 Transmogrifate in hand. And the Psychic Ascension being played for 4 here.
Mobilize Psychic Ascension seems good.
It does. It does. Paragon of Thought makes an Azafang Decree. That's going to pop out a Tribunal Magistrate of all things. Thematic. And the Magistrate is going to buff those spiders that just got hit there. And then that's going to be Yasi going, nope, alright, I've had enough. I get the point.
And Jeff gets their 2-0. And now 4-0 with this deck in this Hex Bash. Past halfway.